Well, I don't know about you, but I would really, really like to have an ordinary, lackluster, boring day today. You know, I just want to see the same old things in my life over and over and over again. I want to go to that restaurant where they served me that really blah food, and the service was worse than the food, and I want to go back there week after week after week. And the challenges that I've been going through in my life, I want to experience those over and over and over again. Are you with me on this? No. You know, I want relationships that are truly ordinary. I want the spark of mediocrity just to move through my life. And I want an ordinary job that I just don't want to get up and go to every morning. So how's your life? You know, these really aren't my thoughts. I was thinking about people, and I was thinking about their lives and reflecting on how our thinking does have an impact on our life, and how sometimes life just seems to go in a continuous loop, that we seem to be going to the same restaurant over and over, and same challenge over and over and over again. So this last week, I decided to ask some people how their lives are going. And so I went up to people and I said, what is the most wonderful, exciting, amazing thing going on in your life right now? And you know what I got? Nothing. Well, you know, Bob, it's the same old stuff, week after week. And yet here we are at Unity Church of Overland Park. You know, it's an organization, a ministry where we share with you that you don't have to live that kind of life, that there's something greater out there. The theme for 2014 for this ministry is I Am. And for the month of April, it is, I feel the presence of Spirit in this moment. It says, I am. I feel the presence of Spirit in this moment. So I'd like to break that into two parts and just have you affirm with me. Just first of all, I am. Would you just affirm that with me? I am. And now I feel the presence of Spirit in this moment. Together? I feel the presence of Spirit in this moment. Yeah, feel that presence of Spirit. Let the Spirit of God find expression in and through you. And let me tell you, that's not enough. It's not enough to feel the presence of Spirit. You know, we're created God's image and after God's likeness. We share the idea that we are truly meant to be extraordinary. This is our message here at Unity Church of Overland Park. And yet people say, I'm going through the same old. So where's the disconnect? Same old thing. Think about it. You know, Jesus, our way shower, said, he said, you are the light of the world. And that feels good. You know, I am the light of the world. But then he went on to say, okay, get out there and let that light shine. That's the disconnect. It's not enough to be the light of the world. We have got to go out and walk as the light of the world. We've got to go out and let our light so shine that this world in which we live is going to be changed. When I first wrote this talk, I said, you know, we have to consider walking as the light of God. And I changed that word, consider. We have a responsibility to go out and to walk as the light of God. We have a responsibility to take this extraordinary person that we are and to let this shine people all around us so they can change their lives too. Whether we recognize it or not, we are active participants in life, in our own life. We are active participants in our own life. You know, in Unity, we talk a lot about our thoughts. Course in Miracles says, your ability to direct your thinking is a power given to you. If you don't believe this, then you've denied the power of your thought, and this has rendered it powerless. The power of our thought. Jesus said, he said, listen and hear. Now, I don't know about you, but if Jesus said to me, listen and hear, I would listen. Some Bibles, it's verily, verily, I say unto you, or truly, truly, I say unto you. He said, listen and hear. It's not what goes in your mouth that's the problem. It's what comes out of your mouth that impacts your life. It's the thoughts we think, it's the words that find expression through us that are going to truly have an impact on our life. Our thoughts are so very powerful. And through our thoughts, we truly go from the ordinary to the extraordinary, to move from the same old to something new. I was thinking about our guest speakers that we've had recently. I was thinking about Jean Mariac. And when Jean Marie was up here and she spoke, and she began with the words of Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, who said, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm." I remember having Garland Landreth up here, and Garland Landreth talking about how we have a responsibility to take this positive thought, this positive prayer energy, and go forth and to change our world. And I was thinking of Seth Braun last week, who said, we really need to live a life of gratitude and wonder, to see all the wonder all around us. You know, one of the thoughts that Seth, he didn't say these exact words, but I'm going to paraphrase him a little bit. He said, "Don't settle for ordinary chocolate. Move to the higher level of dark chocolate." Just something to remember as we go into this Easter season. You've got to move to that higher level. I've been thinking a lot about this ministry lately, and I've sort of been sitting back and watching this ministry over the last couple of weeks and trying to figure out what a new minister would feel like coming into this experience. And I remember last Sunday sitting there, and I was listening to Fred and the band, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And again this Sunday, how they have taken their musical skills, their talents, they've just moved it to a higher level. You know, I heard it with Molly last week. I heard it with Bukeka this week. The ordinary is not good enough. It's the extraordinary. And the music here at Unity Church of Overland Park has truly, truly been an extraordinary experience. As I was observing this ministry, I noticed that we have a standard here, a standard of excellence here at Unity Church of Overland Park. And I look at you, the congregation, and what you have done in this ministry. And you know, our projector is not showing slides anymore. Well, I'm here to tell you that, you know, we had to raise $10,000 in 4 weeks to buy the new projector. And you did it. Through the change for change out in the container in the lobby, through your cash, your checks, your credit card, you raised $10,000. The projector that we're using now is a demo, and it's not a very happy demo. And you know, the demo's not good enough for us. Would you agree? Do you think we need something better than the demo that just... Did you notice the slides at the beginning, though, how bright and wonderful they were? Yeah, we've ordered a brand new projector. We don't want the demo. We want a new one. And it's supposed to be in here early this week. Actually, we're hoping to have it for today. So the demo's time has gone on. It needs some prayers. But we are going to have a brand new projector up here. Thanks to each and every one of you. A very high standard. You know, and I think the new minister, whoever comes in as the new lead minister, is so fortunate to be part of this ministry and to be part of you. And it's interesting, I had an opportunity to talk to 2 of our former ministers. Mary Omwake, some of you remember Mary. Mary Omwake called me this week. I've been here 7.5 years. Mary Omwake has never called me. What's really interesting is I had put this whole section of my talk, and I was going to talk about former ministers, and I just scratched out Mary's name. And Mary called me. Okay, God. I asked Mary, I said, Mary, what would you tell this congregation if you were here right now? What would you tell them as this congregation goes through this time of transformation? And she said, here's what I tell them. She said, life self-corrects. Stay in the process and trust God. And I thought, what a powerful statement, not only for this ministry, but for our own personal lives. Life self-corrects. Stay in the process and trust God. Yeah, that's one to write down. And then a little over a month ago, I was meeting with Reverend Patricia, and we were talking about everything going on here at Unity Church of Overland Park and what the future might bring for this ministry. And I said, Patricia, what do you think the answer is for this ministry? What does this ministry need to focus on as we move forward? And she said, the answer is in the core values that we have established for Unity Church of Overland Park. She said, the congregation set these core values. They determined the core values. And these 5 core values are absolutely key as to what is going on here. So when you came in today, you all should have received a core value card with one of our core values on it. And if you didn't, maybe our ushers can bring some around if we have some extras. Do we? Yeah, just raise your hand. We've got some extra core values cards. So if you didn't get one, you want one. We have 5 core values in this ministry. Some of you received a spirit-led card. And some of you received a love card. And some received inclusiveness. And some received abundance. And some received joy. And I'm here to share with you that you did not receive these by accident or by chance, that this was selected just for you. The one you got is yours by divine appointment. Either the core value itself or one of the activities on the core value is something for you to do. You notice in the core values, they're very action-oriented. They have I statements. The I statements are our personal activities, like spirit-led. I have a daily spiritual practice that keeps me conscious of spirit. There's also we statements, and these are statements for the ministry. We begin all gatherings with prayer. So I would just say to you, as you look at your core values, see what message is trying to be said through this card, through you. Spirit-led. How would your life be if God truly guided your every decision? If you truly had a strong spiritual practice where you prayed and meditated daily and you followed the guidance that you received every day? And those of you who received the love card, how would your life be different if you did everything based on unconditional love? I don't know if you read the Daily Word for today. We have this little magazine that's got a daily inspirational message in it. And I'll share a secret with you. If you're here for your first time, when they do the welcome announcement, if you raise your hand, you'll get a packet with one of these in it. But the Daily Word for today said, behind all of life, I perceive infinite love. The radiant energy is present in every circumstance and in every person. When we look at our lives with our hearts and minds on spirit, evidence of the divine is unmistakable. So maybe you got the love card. Maybe you got the inclusiveness card. I think about inclusiveness, and it reminds me of my daughter and her dogs. My daughter and her husband and my grandson have 2 Australian Shepherds. If you know anything about Australian Shepherds, one eye is one color, and the other eye is the other color. These dogs have one brown eye and one blue eye. They're also different sizes. One's a regular-sized Australian Shepherd. One is a miniature Australian Shepherd. They're different ages. The one has brown fur, and the other one has gray and black and white fur. If they were Winnie the Pooh characters, the one would be Tigger, just come in and excited, and if they had tails, that tail would just be going a mile a minute. And the other is Eeyore. Okay, give me a treat, and then I'll go back to sleep. So I think about inclusiveness, and I think about, it doesn't matter what color their eyes are. It doesn't matter what color their fur is. I think about inclusiveness. It doesn't matter what religion people have. It doesn't really matter what their gender is, what their sexual orientation is, what their age is. We just need to love them. Just love people unconditionally. Maybe you got the abundance card. And if you got the abundance card, you know that God is the source of your good. The thing we often don't get about abundance, though, is we think it's got to come from a particular place. That your abundance has to come from your paycheck or your Social Security check, your retirement check. We forget that your abundance comes from God, and it can come to you from channels known and unknown. Are we really open to abundance coming to places we couldn't even imagine? Known and unknown. And maybe you got the joy card, where you go and live your life out of a joy. Maybe that sense of wonder that Seth talked about last week. That real feeling of joy in everything that you do. So there's a reason you got the card that you got today. The answers lie in the core values card, according to Patricia. You know, this ministry is so amazing. I think after service today, many of you are going to have conscious communication groups. You're going to get in groups of 10 people and just talk about the dreams you have for this ministry. And as we mentioned last week, it's not just the dreams. We want to start putting action to them. If action is the missing step to go from the words and thoughts into manifestation, we want to see what kind of action we're looking for. So if you signed up for one of the conscious conversation groups, great. If you haven't, you can still join them. You can sign up out in the lobby. And if you signed up and don't know where you're meeting, just stop in the lobby and they'll be happy to tell you where your group is. You know, our lives can be so different if we just open our hearts and souls and do what is ours to do. So your task today. I've given an assignment to the board and I give it to the staff, and now I want to share it with you, the congregation. I've asked the board and staff in March last month to pick one of the cards and to take it and to hold the sacredness of that for 30 days. To put it on their altar, put it on their bathroom mirror, just to hold to that core value for 30 days. Well, I was wrong. 40 days is better. So I'm going to ask you to take this card and just hold to whatever that core value is for a 40-day period of time. You know, 40 is a lot of symbolism in 40. You read in the Bible about the rain. Noah's big now, the rain lasting 40 days and 40 nights. You hear about Moses going, wandering in the wilderness with the children of Israel for 40 years. And I never stopped to think why 40 is so significant. Do you know why 40 is so significant? That's the length of time, the average length of time that a baby develops in the womb before giving birth is 40. No. That's not right. Take your card. 40 weeks. 40 weeks. Okay. Take a breath. Okay, I want you to take your card now. I want you, those of you who have the Spirit-led card, I'd like you to stand. I'm going to have you just affirm the statement, in this moment I am Spirit-led, but I want you to become aware of in this moment, because there may be moments when you're going through your life and there's a challenge, and if you take the card and just say, in this moment I redirect my thoughts, I am Spirit-led. So I'm going to ask you to affirm the words, in this moment I am Spirit-led. Together? In this moment, I am Spirit-led. Thank you. Those of you who have the love card, would you stand? Would you affirm, in this moment, I am love. Together? In this moment, I am love. Thank you. Those of you who have inclusiveness, would you please stand? And would you affirm, in this moment, I am inclusiveness. Together? In this moment, I am inclusiveness. Those of you who have abundance, in this moment, I am abundance. Together? In this moment, I am abundance. And those of you who have joy, would you please stand? And together, in this moment, I am joy. Together? In this moment, I am joy. Yeah. Try doing this every day, in this moment. You know, you truly are the light of the world. Let your light shine. Go forth and walk as the light of God. You know, in a few minutes our kids are going to come in and we actually sing to them, walking as the light of God. And watch the light that they absolutely radiate. Would you affirm with me these words? I am extraordinary. Together? I am extraordinary. You know what? Yes, you are. God bless you.